Your home is obliterated, annihilated, and completely destroyed. Nothing in your home is salvageable.
Yeah, that is what a Valley family came home to after Phoenix police ended up in an hours-long shootout with a barricaded suspect.
You might remember the tense standoff. We brought it to you live last May. The SWAT situation ended with a man in handcuffs. Williamson's home was unlivable.
Yeah, now nearly a year later, family says they're still trying to get the city to pay for some of the damage.
The family telling their story exclusively to ABC 15's Zach Crenshaw, who's pressing the city about why they haven't given this family a dime.
Someone said, hey, what's the last year been like for you guys?
Absolute hell.
998 32nd Street in Rosemont.
May 24th, 2022.
Get down on the ground!
Brian and Justina Williamson had just left with their teenage daughter for summer vacation when a neighbor called.
He's like, they're shooting at your effing house. And I hear in the background, pop, 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 pop.
Officers were in a shootout with Jose Chacon. The carjacking suspect had smashed his way into the Williamsons' house, found some guns, and started firing at the cops outside.
They estimated approximately 500 rounds were exchanged.
And the officers didn't just shoot bullets.
It became more of like an explosive and chemical battle.
They pumped tear gas and other chemicals into the house, then drove their robot up to the garage.
Put a charge on it and it exploded the door.
SWAT vehicles also smashed 2 sections of the backyard wall. When Chacon finally emerged through the roof,
The house wasn't even approachable, much less livable.
but Brian and Justina say the police-related destruction didn't end after the arrest.
They ransacked this place.
There's a couple bullet holes still in here.
And it got worse.
Whole house looked like this.
The couple says crime scene investigators somehow tracked white paint and glue across their property.
There wouldn't have been nearly as much damage, but the entire floors had to be replaced.
There's like glass everywhere.
Yeah.
And this is from a year ago.
Yeah.
This one had 150 bullet holes.
Brian and Justina did have homeowners and car insurance.
Wasn't even close to covering the destruction that was caused, but we felt like a little bit of a safety net was gonna come into play.
Because they say police officers told them,
Don't worry, we have a department for this. City of Phoenix Risk Management.
so the Williamsons filed 3 claims with the city, outlining all the unreimbursed costs, the damage to their home, vehicles, guns, and property, the months of chemical remediation, temporarily moving, and the loss of Justina's income.
It became my full-time job, trying to put our life back together.
They're also asking the city to pay for emotional distress and medical bills.
I've got like burns in my lungs
Chemical burn.
from that.
In all, Brian, Justina, and their teen daughter are asking for nearly $3 million.
We just want to be made whole. Like, we're not gonna get rich off this deal.
The Williamsons said the city was unresponsive for months before offering $25,000.
When you heard that they offered 25 grand, what did you think?
It was pretty insulting considering the magnitude of damage.
Felt like the biggest sucker punch in the world.
It would have been easier for us if the house had just burned down.
Yeah.
Now, the family wants Phoenix leaders to hear their story and step up to help.
Do you think if city leaders came out here, saw every bullet hole, smelled the fumes, lived in your shoes, that you'd be paid by now?
Immediately.
Immediately.
Yeah.
I guarantee you no city official
Would live like this.
would have had their house like that for a year.
Now, a spokesperson for the city manager declined our interview request, saying they don't comment on pending legal claims. But after we started pressing, the Williamsons say an attorney for the city reached out about mediation. I'm investigator Zach Crenshaw, ABC 15, Arizona.
Well, you might be wondering what happened to the suspect who started all of this. Well, in March, Jose Chacon was sentenced to 17 years in prison.